10 years ago, my mom looked me in the eyes and said, "You ruined this family. You're a monster." That was the last normal day of my childhood. Last week, my little brother was scrolling through an old phone and found a video that proved everything she ever said about me was a lie. I grew up in what everyone thought was a perfect American family. Big suburban house, 2 kids, golden retriever, Christmas photos with matching pajamas, the whole thing. But behind those pictures, my mom had already chosen her favorite child, and it wasn't me. From as early as I can remember, my little brother Ethan was the golden boy, straight-A student, star of the Little League team, such a polite young man according to every neighbor and teacher. Me, I was the problem kid, the dramatic teenager, the one my mom joked would end up on some true crime documentary one day. Except she wasn't joking. She said it so often that I started to believe it. When I was 15 and Ethan was 9, everything exploded on a random Tuesday night. My dad was working late, so it was just me, my mom, and Ethan at home. Mom was already in a bad mood because I forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. She started yelling, and I did what every therapist on TikTok says to do now. I tried to stay calm, speak softly, and set a boundary. I said, "Mom, I'll cook. Just please don't yell at me like that." Wrong move. She stepped toward me and said, "You don't tell me what to do in my house." Then she grabbed my arm so hard her nails dug into my skin. Ethan ran in from the hallway, crying, begging her to stop. In all the chaos, my mom slipped on a toy car on the floor, hit the edge of the counter, and crashed down. Instant bruise on her cheek and a loud scream that probably woke the whole neighborhood. By the time my dad got home, my mom was sitting on the couch with an ice pack, tears in her eyes, and Ethan was in his room, shaking. Before I could say a word, she looked at my dad and calmly said, "She pushed me." My heart dropped. I said, "No, I didn't. You slipped. You know you slipped." But my mom started sobbing. "I'm scared of her. She's out of control." She grabbed me and shoved me into the counter. My dad looked at the bruise, then at me, then at the broken glass on the floor, and something in his eyes shifted. He didn't yell. That was the worst part. He just said, "Pack a bag, tonight." They sent me to live with my aunt for everyone's safety. On the car ride, my mom said one thing that burned into my brain. "You ruined this family. You're a monster. Don't come back." For the next 10 years, that was the official family story. I was the violent daughter who snapped and attacked her own mother. Every holiday, I watched my family's pictures online from my aunt's house. Ethan, mom, dad. 3 smiling faces like I never existed. When I finally got old enough to move out, I didn't even tell them my new address. Why would I? The last words my mom said to me were basically a life sentence. Still, I kept one tiny hope alive. I thought, one day, Ethan will grow up, think for himself, and maybe he'll call me. Last week, my phone lit up with a number I didn't recognize. I almost let it ring out, but something in my gut told me to answer. I picked up and heard, "Is this my sister?" It was Ethan. His voice was deeper, but I recognized it instantly. I didn't even say hi. The first words out of my mouth were, "Are you okay?" He took a shaky breath and said, "No, I'm not. You need to see something, and I think it's going to change everything." He told me he'd been cleaning out mom's old dresser drawers because she finally agreed to declutter. At the bottom of a box, he found her old, cracked iPhone, dead for years. He charged it, just for fun, to see old photos and videos. He said, "I was just scrolling, Halloween costumes, birthday parties, and then I saw a video thumbnail with your face from that night." My whole body went cold. He texted me the file. I opened it, and there it was, a shaky video filmed from the hallway by 9-year-old Ethan, who had been hiding with the phone. In the video, you can see my mom's hand grabbing my arm first. You can hear her yelling, calling me ungrateful, crazy, dangerous. You see me backing away, hands up, saying, "Mom, stop, you're hurting me." Then you see the toy car on the floor. You see her foot hit it, you see her fall, hit the counter, and scream. And you hear my voice crystal clear saying, "Oh my God, Mom, are you okay? I didn't touch you." There is no shove, no attack, nothing, except a scared teenager and an accident. The video keeps rolling as my mom realizes Ethan is there. She looks straight into the camera and says, "Don't you ever show this to anyone. Do you hear me?" Then the footage cuts off. Back on the phone, Ethan was crying. He said, "She told me you were dangerous. She made me block you on everything. She said you almost killed her."
I believed her for 10 years. He whispered, "I'm so sorry. I should have remembered. I filmed it. I was there. I was just a kid, but I let them treat you like a monster." That's when it hit me. My own brother had lived with the truth in his pocket this whole time. He just didn't know it. Ethan asked, "What do you want me to do with this?" My first instinct was to say, "Delete it. I don't want to relive it." But then I realized that video was my freedom. So I said, "Send it to Dad and to Mom. Group chat, no explanation." He did. For the first time in 10 years, my family group chat lit up with my name in it. 3 dots appeared under the video, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, my dad wrote, "I'm so sorry." Just 3 words, 10 years too late. An hour later, my mom called me from an unknown number. When I answered, she didn't say hello. She said, "You have to understand, I was scared. I didn't know how to handle you. You were always so intense." Not "I lied," not "I ruined your life," just excuses dressed up as an almost apology. I said, "You weren't scared of me, you were scared of being wrong. You chose your pride over your daughter." There was a long silence. Then she said, "Can you ever forgive me?" For the first time, I realized forgiveness is not a reset button. It's not a free pass back into my life. I told her, "You didn't just call me a monster. You made everyone believe it. Dad, Ethan, the entire family. You exiled a child over a lie." She started sobbing, saying, "I'll do anything. I'll tell everyone the truth. We can be a family again." And that's when I finally understood something. I spent 10 years trying to prove I wasn't a monster, but the real monster wasn't the kid begging to be believed. It was the adult who was willing to destroy her own child's life just to protect her image. So here's what I told her. You don't get to decide when we're a family again. I do. And right now, I choose distance. I blocked her number, but I didn't block Ethan. He texted me, "Can we start over as adults this time?" And for the first time in a decade, I said, "Yeah, we can."